that the inconvenience at the airports and the congestion that is happening because of these delays is reduced, and the backlog that we have for the last 2 days, the people who have been willing to travel and we have emergency in the travel, that has to be cleared off. So today, major focus has been put on reducing the backlogs that have been happening at the airports, and people can move around. And also, we have taken notice that the senior citizens, the differently abled people who are also facing certain challenges, we have engaged with all the airport operators and the airline operators also, and we have strictly instructed them from the ministry that topmost priority needs to be given to these passengers. Children, mothers, senior citizens, differently abled people, and also the passengers at large also. When it comes to their food, when it comes to water, or the additional accommodation that needs to be provided wherever necessary, we have instructed all the airport operators, all the people who are on the ground interacting with these passengers to be sympathetic, to be empathetic, to understand, and to use the right communicative language, because there is a lot of frustration also because of the delays, and people have been waiting for a huge amount of time at the airports also. So we have taken cognizance of that, and we have instructed the airport operators also to be taking full efforts, to put in full efforts so that the inconvenience of the passengers at the airports come down. Today, we are seeing that the situation is getting better. The backlogs that have been there for the last 2 days, they have been cleared. Delhi, major airport, Mumbai and Chennai, most of the metro airports, they have been cleared and will be cleared by the evening also. From tomorrow, we are expecting normalcy to start, in the sense there won't be any congestion or there won't be any waiting at the airports. Whatever operations IndiGo can start immediately, they will start it by doing it, and observing the how the operations are ongoing. They will slowly increase all their operations. And why this situation has happened also, we need to understand that from November 1st, 2025, the DGCA has come in with the new FDTL regulations, and this has been going on for quite some time. In April only, it was decided that the new regulations are going to come from November. And we are seeing that we have, from the ministry, at least for the last 6 months, we have initiated a process of continuously engaging with the airlines. We are calling the airlines, we are meeting them, and we are discussing all the issues that need to be faced. And these were all which were out there in the open, and for the airlines also. And today, we have observed that the new FDTL regulations, they started in November, which was 1 month before itself. And through the last 1 month also, we have been observing, and things were pretty much not to the extent of this, but there was no issue regarding the new FDTL norms that was observed. And the second thing is that the other airlines, Air India or the Akasa or SpiceJet, they have all adjusted and they have done the necessary this thing. But here, what was unanticipated suddenly, which has boomed into this because of the mismanagement that has happened at the IndiGo regarding their crew, that is why this incident has happened, which is why, to ensure normalcy is there at the earliest, we have given certain abeyance to the FDTL norms to IndiGo. But on the other side, because we have observed this only in IndiGo, so we have established a committee which will inquire into all this so that they can establish where things went wrong and who did it wrong. And we are going to take necessary action on that also. This thing shouldn't be left unattended. We are taking strict action on this so that whoever was responsible into this needs to pay for it.
Also, sir, we are witnessing that you are conducting continuous meeting. It's really hard work. We know that. So, what's your pipeline? Any other planning? Which
the immediate priority for us, like I said, is to bring normalcy back. Today in the country, if you are seeing, there are 5 lakh people traveling by air every day. There are very, very few countries in the world with so much big aviation network. And today we have that kind of network in the country. And there are more and more people every day preferring to travel by air. So as a minister, my immediate priority on behalf of the government is to ensure normalcy. And people who want to fly smoothly, conveniently. And the airports provide all the necessary facilities to them. So the immediate concern is to bring that back. Immediate concern is to provide all the support to the passengers at the airports, especially, like I mentioned, the senior citizens and the differently abled. That is the immediate one. But we are observing deeply into this system. We are seeing the scheduling network that is there. We are seeing the FTTL norms that are there. We are going to thoroughly look into it and ensure all the airlines follow the due diligence, because ultimately in aviation, no matter other networks, but aviation, we have to keep safety as a very important factor. We can't compromise on safety. That is the most important thing. So while we bring in new changes, while we expand our network, while we expand our fleet, the passengers shouldn't feel that inconvenience, and especially the network that is being created has to have a very smooth flowing. So both long term and short term we have. Short term is to bring the normalcy. Long term we'll do further stakeholder consultation with everyone and ensure that proper implementation of the FTL guidelines, and ensuring everyone, there is a balance between all the necessary stakeholders is established. That will be one action item for us in the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much to talk with Airline.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, that was K. Ram Mohan Naidu, our Civil Aviation Minister, giving the government's version. The fact remains that the government has effectively been blackmailed into softening its position on the FDTL norms, which were essentially about giving pilots a break so that there is some work-life balance, and thus takes care of flight safety norms. But then it seems that IndiGo has had its way. Of course, the government has, along with its agencies like the CISF and the DGCA and the BCAS, tried to tackle the chaos at the airports, not of the making of the government, but obviously the government has to mop up the mess created by the airlines, a duopoly between IndiGo and Air India, but in this case, essentially the mess created by IndiGo, it seems. We have, of course, that's our prime focus, Shravan, right? It's been through the day, because the kind of passenger inconvenience that's been caused to hundreds and thousands of people across the country, it's unpardonable, and we're not going to let go of the story. It's going to remain our primetime focus. But briefly coming out of it and going to another very important diplomatic powwow that has happened in the country with the visit of President of Russia, Vladimir Putin.